Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today it is once again Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2. This is turn 9. It is August 17th, 1941. And when I last left you, we left 17th Army down here streaking like a guided missile to D-Town and Z-Town. We had also reversed out First Panzer. Everybody said, "What? Whoa, why? Where's he going?" We are rocking the boat, as I like to call it. Not swinging the boat, we're rocking the boat. And what does that mean? Moving our panzers back and forth, keeping the Soviets completely off balance so we can not fight as much with the panzers and instead move and take territory. Will it work? We shall see. This was controversial, I must say. Um, yeah, 17th Army's under new leadership. Hollett is up here. General Hollett now leading the 17th. We may have to move him. No, 14 of 15, 15 of 15, 11 of 15. Okay, well, they're just on, and we kind of need him to get some freight, but he's not going to get any there. So why don't we go see a better place to put him? There is no better place to put him, actually. When you look at it this way, there is just not a whole lot he can do to boost the freight out here. It's all going to come out back here. Really, Tarnopol would be the place it would come out of. We have got to get this rail rolling. Now, when we do get it in here to Zytomir, that will help. And it's part of the reasons it's part of the reason I brought the Panzers back here. Is because out here they get so far out of supply that they're essentially worthless. If we bring them up here and they can get anything out of Cherkasy, they can get anything out of Zytomir after this next turn. They can get anything out of Rovnos. Now, see, that's within 35 hexes. If they're out here, they kind of don't have anything. I mean, they're looking back to Kishinev, but Kishinev's got to get up, kind of out and around this way. If we would have moved them this way, yeah, we could have maybe taken these objectives one turn sooner, but the Soviets would have massed here, and now we're just slugging it out with our armor. I don't like to do that. I just like to keep them moving back and forth, rocking the baby, as I told the guys at OKH we would be doing. I don't. I think if I would have told the guys at German Command that, I probably would have gotten committed. And no place where you want to be. Now, I did notice when I was looking over the map before I started here, I wouldn't mind moving this, kind of down here. Now, this is kind of an iron wall, right? Well, I don't know. Do we really need to move that? I mean, all of our units are connected, so there's no gap. There's no place where they're going to get into here. Can I move? No. The other thing I was looking at was right here. There seems to be a little gap there. Luckily, we have this Romanian division. Now, I have attached that. I think this is 4th Romanian Army now. Could be 3rd. It's 3rd. It's 3rd Romanian Army. I attached this unit to that. I'm actually, for one turn, just going to move it right up here. You see this gap. It's a 2-hex gap. Now, I don't think the Soviets, I mean, these would be bold, bold gentlemen to come across the Dnieper there and do what exactly? I mean, they're out in the middle of nowhere. But I am going to move there just to block any idea of that or some kind of push through so that we, don't have to like scramble around or take Sixth Army. This unit's not that important of a unit. I mean, we will eventually move it down here and it'll be part of the Romanian forces that we're going to use to kind of go south of the river here, so south of the Dnieper here, and then just north of the Sea of Azov, and towards Rostov, but they're not going to be the ones that take Rostov. Now, eventually, 17th Army will move beyond that. I said I kind of want to get at least to the Donets. I'm hoping for more now, even to go out to the Don. Now, We're not going to get to Stalingrad obviously before the winter hits. But we'll see. I mean, the Donets is not the worst place in the world to set up shop. You've got urban areas you can stash your panzers in. It's obviously a major river, and so it's very defensible. You have other urban areas, so we'll see. We'll see how the game plays out. But the basic idea here is the Romanians, and this is what we have to move this time, is 11th Army and the Romanians. They're going to be the Romanians are going to be arching south here of the Dnieper and just north of the sea. The 11th Army is going to turn south and try to take Sevastopol. So that's the plan. That's the plan. And I think we're going to need to get Fliegerführer Aussie down here in a little bit because we've got to cut off Sevastopol. Now we may not be here for until like maybe 4 turns from now. Like I'm thinking maybe turn 13 or 14 we get down here, something like that. Well, hopefully it's earlier, but I'm just being realistic. And then we'll bring Fliegerführer Aussie back down here because I think at that point Leningrad, its fate may well have been decided. We'll see about that. That could also be wishful thinking. I think some units are out of command as well, and that was something I wanted to take care of. So we'll just move you up into Cherkasy. Now, what all do I have here? I've got the 55th Corps now. That's what that was. We've got the 29th Corps. Underneath our resident mortician von Obsterfelder. Then we've got First Panzer Group under an excellent General von Kleist, old Prussian there. Okay, so those guys are good, but I thought I had something else when I was poking around here. Yeah, this guy's got to sneak around here to provide a little command. We got to get down here to these guys or around these guys. So there we go. There is that. Okay, excellent. Um, Another thing I want to do during the ground combat phase this time, and this came up in the comments, and I actually thought it was an excellent comment, is start moving some of the air groups during the ground combat phase. And so they're planned, okay? And then as the phase turns, all right, as the phase turns to logistics next time, the game will rush support up to these guys. Now, I've already moved them a lot of these this time, so maybe it's not as applicable this turn. But one thing I want to start doing is during the ground phase is planning their movements for next time, right? And so the game will move them up to the extent that there's support available. I do think that that will cut down on operational losses to some degree, or at least that's what I'm going to try to do, or we're going to test it. Maybe that's the best way to put it. We're going to test it. So I guess I will take these Romanian fighters here. Let's control, and I guess this time we can just put them in Odessa up here. All right. And we'll do a plan transfer, and hopefully that'll also, help move support up here as well. The game will see we're moving into here. Well, I want to have a lot of a lot of Air Force at Odessa. It's a level 2, and so, we'll do this kind of advance during the ground phase, and I think that might be more effective. Thank you to the commenter who mentioned that it may be more effective. I agree. Um, Okay, now then, where are we gonna go? With some of these guys. Well, you know what? Let's come back to that later and let's move ground forces. I want to make sure everyone's in command. Okay, that's all in command. He's got command of these guys up here, but I'm not worried about them so much. They're really doing recon up here. They're just making sure that the Soviets don't have a whole lot of forces stacked out here. Now, they had more than I thought they did, to be honest. And so we're just going to keep them kind of rolling out this way, a couple of these regiments. And this one's going to say just north of the army, protect the northern flank. As you can see, 6th Army is going around, and we're going to try to force these guys out of eastern Kiev without a shot being fired. We'll see if that works. Now, they are going to retreat somewhere, obviously. Captain Obvious is here, they're probably going to rail straight back this way. Where does the major rail lead them? They'll probably end up in Kursk. I mean, they're probably going to have to be dealt with by Second Army at some point, but I'd rather just move on from Kiev and keep moving east. And so, look, if I can get around behind them, we will do an encirclement here with the infantry, but I have a feeling this turn they may take off. We'll see. We'll see. You never know with this wily AI. Now, I was talking about moving that one. I don't think I will. I don't think it's necessary now. And everything else out here, I think, is good. I mean, we're across the river here with parts of 17th. Uh, make sure everybody's in command. Excuse me. And then we're into the town here, Kremenchug. We're across and in town there. We'll move air forces up there as soon as we can. Again, during the ground combat phase, is really when I want to be doing this stuff. So I guess, I don't know, while we're here, I could move some fighters up. Well, look at that. I already did. Okay, imagine that. Imagine that. I seem to think alike with myself. Some of you might not be like that, but when I have an idea, sometimes I have it twice. Okay, let's move Romanians. And we've also got this other part of 11th Army coming up. Just make sure we've got Italians back here. We know that. We know the Italians. How could you forget them? How could you forget the Italians? They're going to be moving up, so let's get them going too, and they're kind of going to be going with the Romanians. Now, this is always a hot topic, and I'm not talking about the teenage jean store. This, as far as what do you do with the Romanians and like the Italians, and how do you structure all this defensively once you get into the winter? And it's actually an excellent question because they're not very good troops. And so like how do you figure out exactly where to put them? How do you layer them with your German forces? And I think that me saying that is part of the answer. You layer them with your German forces. And, when you're in and around Rostov there and you start trying to defend it during the winter, a lot of times what I'll do is just have German, well, let's just go out here by Rostov. Have this is kind of muddy and whatnot, but I would probably have a German unit here. I would have an Italian or probably a Romanian unit here, to be honest with you. German, okay, right in town. Romanian, but then behind them in reserve have Romanian, Italian, maybe a German unit in reserve back behind them that can be committed by German generals. And that way you're still doing like the every other hex, except that the in between hexes are manned by Romanians or Italians. Okay. That's usually how I do. We'll see. It's a new game. Again, keep saying that, but it's true. It's a new game, so things may have changed a little bit. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see. Can we rail him anywhere? Nope. He's still on the move. He's moving up to try to catch up to 11th Army, so we'll spacebar him. And then we've got the headquarters. Oh yeah, we've got our security unit that's moving up here. That's fine. I'll keep moving him that way. So the headquarters is just going to kind of worry about this mountain. I maybe even take this mountain unit. You know what? I'm going to take this mountain unit up here too, and we're just going to use these Hungarians to deal with the Pripyat marshes because ultimately they're not going to add much to the war effort in the south. They're just not, and I'm not trying to be condescending to them or something. The men that fought in here, they were fighting for Hungary, and it's fine. But the point is like they're just not good enough forces to do much. And so we may as well use them for something like this to go clear this up. I'm not saying it's completely historically accurate, but we're also playing a game. And so, it's not always going to be perfectly historically accurate. Let's get this guy off the train. Get off the train. There we go. You are first Romanian cavalry brigade. We could look at some of these Romanian generals who are awful and start trying to replace what we can. That could be a good use of AP at some point. We're not going to do it quite yet, but as we get closer to wintertime, we'll do that because they are going to be, more and more holding important spots on the line. Right now, they're just going to be running through this marsh down here, and the Soviets aren't going to have a whole lot of forces out there. What they're going to have is completely undermanned, and so there's no reason to really change out your Romanian generals yet. But as we start to move forward here, and we're going to try to do every other hex up here, as we start to move forward into winter, if it gets that far, I'm hoping it won't, but we'll see. As we start getting, closer and closer into wintertime, the, these generals actually do become important because they may be holding a very critical sector of the line. And so, we've got to, interspersed with German troops, but still, you want these guys to be as good as they can be. Let's get this cavalry unit moving out here. Okay, you can get across the river. Excellent. And we'll just move these guys along. Shouldn't be much out here. And so far, it doesn't appear like there is. It appears like a big bunch of nothing out here. Um, but let's try to get these kind of lined up with their own groups. Make sure that they're with the corps or armies they're supposed to be with. All right, there you go. You're in command, my friend. And now let's see. Oh, this guy's the guy that's kind of all by himself. Let's go look. What's third remaining course? 8 of 9. Okay. He's 9 of 9. All right. He's not going to add anybody. Okay. Maybe he's got to be. What's this guy? He's 8 of 9. Well, that's why we had it this way then. He's just going to be a lone ranger, a corps with only one division. How sad. Um. All right. There's a Soviet unit there. Let's have the Romanians actually kind of move around that, and we'll have 11th Army deal with that. Uh, there we go. All right. Up and around we go. Oh yeah, we got a whole nother Romanian corps up here. Romanians have a lot of unit counters, and I mean they're not terrible allies. I mean they've got sixes and eights and sevens. They can definitely do stuff. They can definitely help you. So don't throw them away or think they're worthless. They're certainly not. All right, off you go. And now they're gonna, once we get past here, I want 11th Army to clear and start getting down in here. But once we get past here, we'll start to move these guys south a little bit. All right, and we've got, oh no, we've given up Odessa. And up you go. And now we'll take, oh, okay. We've got a full infantry division there. You can go straight up there. And we'll bring your headquarters up here as well. And it's a little Romanian party up in here. Um, This Romanian unit is interesting. 14th Romanian ID. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to be in with 11th Army. And so I'll probably give it to this guy that's just got one, right? Where did he go? He was the loneliest corps commander in the Romanian army. Sounds like the start of some kind of romance book. Um, he's 11th. Okay, let's put this guy in 11th. Let's put him with his peeps. All right, he goes into 11th Corps. All right, cool. Wait a minute. That was the wrong 11th Corps. Oh well. I put him right back into that 11th Corps. It was 11th Romanian Corps. Come on, man. Well, we can't do it till next turn. Sometimes it happens. I can't. Can I undo that? Oh, I can. Wow. Can you really? No, you can't do. I was gonna say that doesn't make any sense. I can't do redo that. Okay, well that's fine. He'll catch up with them next turn. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even have to catch up. He's gonna move right up here with them. And when I see, oh gosh, he's still attached to 11th Corps, we'll very quickly know what's going on. Um, this Romanian unit, third Romanian. Oh shoot. Okay, let's get you off the train. And wow, 14. He's actually a true fighting force here. Uh, and he's with these guys. Okay, cool. Let's move him up here. Glad to have the help. That's not bad. That's not a bad unit at all. What else do we have here? Fourth Romanian Corps, Fourth Romanian Army. Right. Got it. Okay. So who are you? What are you up to, buddy? Not a whole lot, it seems. What's back here at Kishinev? Oh, that's the 11th. The 11th Army is going to have to move on here eventually. We've now got the Italians in here, the Expeditionary Italian Corps. Um, all right, let's move this guy out of here. He's also part of this same infantry division. Let's get him across the river since we can. So that's kind of my best Romanian forces. And we'll try to put them someplace important. I guess I'll just leave 4th Romanian Army here for now. That looks fine. And let's start moving 11th Army. We'll get them up here to the ferries and try to get across the best we can. He's going to come across here and launch our attack next turn to start clearing this out. This guy can get across too. We'll try to get him across if we can. We'll put some here on the ferry. Where are you going? Let's put you right there. All right. So that's done. He is now at 15 of 15. So 11th Army is going to have to move up. And as a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and move 11th Army up there. Okay. And now we've got, who are you? This is the air landing division. I am going to try to land them back here. Just, if nothing else, just to do it for fun. I think we can probably, out of like this air base, get the air landing division over in here and, and pop them in here behind the Soviets because they always like triple stack up and all in here. And it drives me nuts because you just got to slog, 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 usually. So we're going to drop that air landing division back there if we can. Um, I've been sad ever since I realized I couldn't do an amphibious assault on Crimea. I was going to completely rewrite history, and it was going to be glorious. But alas, we have no chance to do that. This is part of 30th Corps. Right, all right, 30th Corps. Represent. Um, okay. Regulators. Right, there we go. And now this core, I guess we'll just put them right here on the ferries and get them across next time. I mean, they could get up in here, but it's probably a little safer to be honest with you. And just in case there's Soviet units down here blocking the way, but I'm hoping to blow them away with these guys. Sure. I'll just put him up there. And I don't know. This guy here. Okay, we'll just put him right there. That's fine. And then we'll move this headquarters up here. He's still got this Romanian, but he's given him up. He's like, goodbye, my Romanian friend. Godspeed. Godspeed out there. Let's take these units off. Okay, so we're already all the way into Odessa. Or are we? Look at this little kickback that the railroad does right there. Ooh, I hate stuff like that. Um, Shoot, I wanted to go straight up this way, but I'm going to have to double back and go this way because these two bits of rail are not cooperating. Okay, that's fine. We'll go back here and Romanian rail to the rescue. Off we go. We're going to go up this way now. You can't quite do that one. And then we're going to come around this way. Uh, yeah, well, we'll see. If we bring it all the way into D-Town and Z-Town, they should be able to supply everything in the south, especially D-Town. It's got like a level 6 rail yard. And so, that should really be able to take care of a lot of stuff. Uh, yeah, level 7. I mean, that's going to be like our main depot in all of the South. I know we've looked at these before, but what is Stelino? It's a 3. Okay, so D-Town really is the main place to rail yard. If you're into rail yarding, that's the place to do it. Um, okay, he's moved, they've moved, Italians have moved. Everybody's moving. Um, is there anybody else back here? Let's just see. Last time, remember, I had a force back at Bucharest, and you guys, some of you got promotions for pointing that out to me. Promotion to what is the question? I don't know. Right. Okay. Now I did say we're going to deal with our depot situation in the south. Did I make such promises? I probably did. I also wanted to. Hmm. Let's look at JG3 and look at its ring circles. Okay, well. This is the vast majority of the planes, though, I think, right? Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Okay, so he's got enough fighters there. He doesn't really need to base forward. JG 77's probably too far forward. I should probably, have those two switch spots, to be honest with you. Um, JG 52, okay, sitting here. That's right at the front, as are my KGs up here. 5 Flieger Corps is hanging back. That's because I have all of these call-ups back here. Um, I mean, I could eventually move them up, but I'm just not using them for anything. I would rather they just stay back here near a major depot like Lvov that's not actually giving freight out to, a bunch of units. They can just sit there. And if they need anything, look to Lvov. Look to Lvov. We've got okay, Hungarian transport. Okay. Long range. Those are all recons. Bomber regiment, but I mean, he's fairly far forward. These all look fine. I mean, I don't really know what else I would do. I'm keeping all of the recon back here for now. I will use them eventually, probably in well, not in the winter, but in 42 to look for counterattacks, that kind of thing. But right now, it just doesn't even make sense to move them. So why? You're just kind of chewing up freight that you may need for other purposes. Okay, now then, where are we going to drop our freight? Because I believe we've pretty much exhausted everything I wanted to do there. Let's get off that. Where do we want to drop freight? Well, we could drop some here into Smolensk and get these panzers feeling even better, get them all oiled up and ready to rumble. We could drop some out here in Novgorod. I think I would like to do that. We're going to keep pushing. We're just going to keep pushing northeast here. We're probably going to go just to the east of the river, or, well, hell, I don't know. Maybe we'll go to the west of it. Because I would like to get here and here, um, out here at Lake Ladoga. I would like to get to those two locations, but most importantly, this is just a feint. That's all it is. It's to pull as many Russian forces this way with the panzers as we can so we can go around through the back screen door straight to Leningrad. That's the point of what I'm doing there. Let's look at all these, just see if there's anything I wanted to move up as a plan, like a planning move. I don't think so. I mean, I would probably like my fighters to be staged up here. But this is where I want to go. I mean, this is the plan, right? 18th is going to meet right here and just go straight on it. Um, Fourth Panzer is going to keep moving this direction, and all of a sudden, Barry Sanders, this thing's going to cut back the 16th Army and get around. We'll see if that works, but they're like quadruple stacked. If you could quadruple stack, that's probably what it would look like out here. Okay, let's go. Let's drop some freight. Um, Let's do some here first. Novgorod. This is probably where we need it the most. So we'll click there. Okay, well that doesn't look promising. It's not going to let us do it. Only level bombers could get in there? Really? Okay. Smolensk. Okay. Cherkasy. Hmm. About here. Whoops. Gosh darn it. That's not what I want. Get off there. Don't click on that guy. There we go. Okay, so they can come out of Kremenchug, or two Kremenchug. Is there not an airbase in Cherkasy? Didn't I just say I kind of wanted to build one there? Um, hold the phone. Cherkasy. Well, let's get off this for a second. Let's go look at Cherkasy. Yes, there is no airfield there, but gosh, I hate to build one. I mean, I've got two major airfields right there that I'll be flying everything into. So I am gonna just go into Kremenchug. It's fine. Um, it's a little further away. I get that, but it'll be fine. I guess I could go into Kiev. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna go in there. Whoops. Woo! Had to pause there for a moment for a cough attack. Get my sweet tea back. Get a drink. Wow, man. All right, back to it. Back to it. We're dropping into Kremenchug. I think it's just because I like to say Kremenchug. Gosh darn it. Now stop doing that. F9. We're on it. Okay. Do not hit on JG77. There we go. We're into Kremenchug. Launch multiple missions. All right, let's get some freight out there. I'm very curious why some of these don't want to run up to, I guess we're getting a little out of range up to Novgorod and even out to Smolensk. So I think I'm going to move these transports up to Minsk, which is very centrally located. And so I think I'll bring a lot up there this time. But for now, I'm just going to fly as much into Kremenchug as I can into the airfield. Now, it should make a temporary depot here, so I'm not going to build one. I think it makes like a level 1 depot or something here. So it would just send it over to Cherkasy and they'll take it from there. Is there really nowhere else that I could send this out to? I guess I could send it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we can go into Orsha, which isn't perfect, but yeah, Smolensk is a little too far away. So I'm gonna have to rebase these suckers. Okay. It is what it is. So we'll go into Orsha and hopefully Orsha's already getting freight, but this will add to it another 87 tons. For the north, can we go into Pskov? No. Okay. Gosh darn it. What about this airbase? No. Riga? No. What about gosh darn it. What about Parnu? Can we go into Parnu? Can't be a water hex. I'm not trying to hit on the water hex game. Yeah, we can get it into Parnu. That'll work, I guess. I'd say it'll work. Will it? Not really. We've got to rebase some of these. We'll do that now after we get as much up in here as we can. 61 tons of freight. All right. How are we looking our transports? Okay, they're all at 100%. I don't think. Well, let's see if the game will let me rebase them, even with that being the case. I guess we can do it as a plan transfer, right? And we'll take them out of where? Riga or Parnu? Yeah, let's take these guys out of Riga. Okay, let's go back to move. Transfer, plan transfer. Okay, well, hold on. Transfer, can I do an immediate transfer? Execute air transfer? Yeah, we can't do it yet. I see. Okay, that's fine. We'll do a plan transfer. They'll get some fuel, and as we go through the logistics phase. Um, Hold on. Did I just hit that right? Plan transfer. Yes. Gosh darn. Okay, they're gonna go to Riga when they can. Riga should be plenty close enough. We could even take them up to Pskov here eventually. So they're on the move. Transport Group North. Transport Group Mitte, we're going to take up to Minsk. All right. And we'll just plan that transfer as well. Okay. And let's go get Transport Group South. We're actually going to bring down here. For now, I guess we'll put it at Um, let's put him at Tarnopol for now, right? It's not a very big air base. Actually, why don't we no air bases? Let's do no air bases. Let's put him in at Lvov. Okay, that'll be fine. And we'll plan that transfer. Again, thanks to the commenter who, mentioned that. It's actually a very good idea. Sometimes I get lost in the weeds here, and I don't always think of the big ideas like that. It's a very good idea. Or wait a minute, it was Hungarian, right? Hungarian transport. Well, they're at Tarnopol. That should work fine. What kind of planes do they have? The HU Paratr. Oh, it's only one frickin' plane. Oh man. Okay, well, you got me there. Oh, these southern ones we may have to bring down if we're going to do that air landing division and get that behind anything. That'll be fun. Do the Romanians don't have? Okay, I'm going to keep him back there. The Romanians, I don't believe, have a transport force, right? And we have no other air AOGs anywhere else. Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's good enough for that. Let's go look at our commander's report. And there we go. And we'll take off map. We'll take off support. We'll take off air bases. And this is my favorite search. I wish you could like save searches so I could just pop save your filters. Maybe you can in some way. I don't know how to do it though. And then just click on that button. It'll automatically give you that search. Why do I like this one? Well, two reasons. It gives me distance to headquarter. And we'll go down here and look at the negative ones, as sometimes I'm always shocked when I look at this and say, oh my gosh, how did I miss that? Now, these are the two, I believe, yeah, this is the one that's clearing out these islands to the west of Modal and his 18th Army group. This guy's back here. It's Wadrig's force, but he's back here. He cleaned this island up, got rid of the Soviet interdiction. He can't get over here. There's no like ferry. Well, I guess he could have right there, right? He can go across the ferry there. Okay, maybe I'll turn him around and just clear some of these hexes. Not a big deal. Not a big deal what we do there. Let's go back to the commander's report. I think this next one is out in the swamp. It is, yeah. So this is coming off of Sixth Army. It's that one that I've got way up here, just kind of looking over the swamp. Look out! I got the Hungarians coming. These guys are going to be on the run. Um, all right. So those two were to be expected. The Romanian cavalry brigade has been left way behind. It's not active yet, I don't think. Let's go make sure that's true. Yeah, it's not. It's sitting here. It's got 0 movement points, but it's connected to that command. Okay. 13th Hungarian. That also has no movement points. All right. Um, Mountain Romanian Corps. Okay, let's go check you out. Oh yeah, this is the one. I had to leave one a little further behind because these guys were getting out in front. That's fine. That's fine. Um, okay, let's go back and see what else we have here. 6th Hungarian Brigade. He's got no movement points. He's just sitting back here. 1st Romanian Cavalry Brigade. All right, why are you attached to this unit? This headquarters. Okay, well, we'll have to give him a different headquarters. That's who it was, right? Yep. We'll give him to some of these other mobile Hungarians, maybe that are up here, like these units, right? We've got other cavalry up here. We'll attach him to that. Makes sense. Hungarian Security Brigade, that's the one we moved up there. 1st Romanian Armored. Okay, so he is out. I was wondering if these guys, I knew I'd maybe forgotten to move something up here, and it's this headquarters. Okay, I don't know, put him like right there. Does that make sense? All right, so he's a little out of command. I guess I can back up one. Yeah, everybody's in there. All right. They stretch across perfectly across 10 hexes. 183rd Infantry. Oh, that's the one. That's the reinforcement that's coming. He's coming for 11th Army. Well, not coming for, coming with, I guess. So that was a -2. The Romanian Mountain Brigade, that's one we've left a little behind. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess this guy could move up or move back one, but it's just not necessary. It's just not a big deal. Um, oh my gosh, I've already got Italians out of command. What are you doing, buddy? The ninth Pasubio. Wow, okay. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's get this off here. The ninth Pasubio. I had that for dinner last night. Oh, both of these are out. Okay, well, fine. Get the Italian headquarters going. Mamma mia. All right. There we go. I keep losing my place. Now we're back to it. Hungarians, Romanians, 183rd Infantry. We looked at that. 12 and 12. These are Romanian, Hungarian. 11th Panzer was out. Ah, okay. Oh, that's why. Okay. Well, he's the guy that really needs it. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's not great. Can he get put in this unit? He could. He could. I really like having all the panzers together, but I think for these purposes, I've got to back up because this is the unit that really needs it this time, right? But I have other things. Do I? No, I actually don't have other things out here. Okay, that's not a hard decision to make then. Let's just move him back, and then you need to be attached to one of these cores, but which one? How about 14th motorized? That's Naring. Yeah, that works for me. Um, let's put you in 14th motorized. Okay, that works. Everybody's in command. Everybody's happy. Okay, I'm not sure if everybody's happy, but that's how it's going to have to be. Um, 156th Division, 7th. Okay, 156th. Okay, that's the one up there. Got it. That's not a problem. We want that to happen. 55th Corps, what's happening? What's happening out here? Oh, he is a little far. Okay, I'm glad we look at this report. Let's move him back. Now he's 15 of 15. Okay, that should work. Actually, I'll even move him back kind of one more, two more. Can I move him two more? No. Um, I guess just right there. That's fine. I don't think there. Gosh, we would have detected a Soviet force there, right? We moved right by there. Um, okay. 112th Infantry. Why are you out of command? Well, that seems silly. You don't need to be. Okay, he's now. Look at this octopus arms out here. Our guy, Comfe, he's got a lot of command things going on. He's 9 of 9. Perfect. Let's see. Hungarian Großdeutschland. What are you doing? What in the world are you doing out here on your own, buddy? Oh, this is the one that we kind of moved after the fact. What group is he in? He's in 46th motorized. Okay, there's 46. I hope I counted my Roman numerals right because there's 46. There's Oh, that's triple stacked. Wow, we're triple stacked like everywhere here. Maybe that's why I hadn't moved it up before. Does this get him in command? It does, but okay. That's a little dicey, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. And I think that brings everybody that we can or should bring into command, right? Oh, nope. Hold on. We can get him in command. I believe we can go one north and then he's out. Oh, I see. Well, this guy has a better chance of getting counterattacked, I think. We've got heavy woods here. We haven't seen a lot of Soviet activity. Meanwhile, he's got, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential divisions that could get up here and attack him. So that is that. Now let's go into the commander's report and look at our percent TOE. And we'll go, I guess we can go bottom of the top. I don't really like to do it that way, but we will. We're going to turn some things on to refit that we can. All right. Just kind of go up the list. I'm only going to go up to 65% now because, I mean, we're getting along here. Maybe not even. Maybe we'll just go to like 62 or 63% for refit because we have got a lot of things that are getting tired, broken down, worn out. What is this? A country song? Um, okay, he's 61. 61. Good Lord, man. 63. I guess I'm going to go up to 65, although woo, that's a lot of tired and beaten down units out here. Well, I'm not even looking at fatigue. I don't even want to look at the fatigue. There's a lot of tired units. I know that. We're going to go to 64, and then we'll take any panzers that are like between 65 and 70 and also keep them on refit. This is mobile Hungarian. We're going to go back to ready. This is 34th infantry. Yeah, we'll get them off. Um, Hungarian Border Brigade. Good Lord, man. Infantry. Okay, and this just hopefully keeps them cycling all the time. So once every 5 turns or so, they're getting a nice refit. We'll take that off. We'll take it off here. I mean, these guys are barely, above 65, so it's not like they're raring to go, but you just get to a point. I mean, you can't have them all on refit, right? And we're attacking now. I always say attack through turn 10 and just go nuts, but we're almost at turn 10 now. So we're going to have to start making some hard decisions. He's at 70%, Ninth Panzer, okay. Now the rest of them above 70, I'm definitely going to take off refit, and we'll try to build up the ones that are really low this time around. We will start doing this in a more sophisticated manner, if you will, where we start really trying to refit before we do major, movements or offensives and stuff. But at this point, the first 10 turns, I just use a blunt instrument. And that is, anything. Well, I said 70%. You get to a point here, though, near turn 10 where it's really 65. And then we'll start separating the wheat from the chaff a little bit and saying, hey, some of these units we don't need at full strength. I mean, some are just way more important than others. As are the Panzers are. I'm tempted to have them on refit all the time, but that soaks so much up that this is going to withdraw. When? Turn 12. Oh well, we better throw him into the fire. I mean, what difference does it make, right? Security, SS Security Division. Dun dun dun. Um, ready. Ready. We got several withdrawers up here. Wow, okay. There seems like a lot of them are Hungarian Infantry Brigade. We've got First Romanian Railroad. Oh, crap. We lose that on turn 14. Okay. Um, Okay, well, now we've set everybody on refit that we want to. So I basically just, again, it's a blunt instrument. I get that. And I could sit here and we could spend 3 episodes as I go through every division and the pros and cons of refit. I just kind of do it this way because it makes the game more fun. And I do want to recycle these units as they get weak. I mean, there's a lot of these. These are Panzer divisions out here. I mean, some of these really, really need it or need the priority, but I'm not going to sit here and spend 3 hours on it. There's no need for that. Okay, so we've done that. Let's look through our depots and just make sure we've got what we want. So this depot doesn't need to be anything. This can be a 0. Um, let's look at the rail yard just to make sure that's true. It does have a port. Well, that's interesting, right? We could start trying to send things out, but we've only got, okay, Istanbul. Constantinople, if you will. Hmm, interesting. Okay, actually, I guess I'll leave him on a 1, just on the off. Well, this port is what, a 1? Oh shit. Okay, I'll put him on a 2, just on the off chance he can get some kind of supply or freight through there. I don't know. But Odessa's going to be our 4 out here. Kishinev is this turn. Now I'm going to set this up as a 4. Kishinev is the 4 this turn. That's as far as the rail goes. Next turn, freight will be flowing into Odessa, and so I'm going to have that as a 4 as well. Um, but I want to make sure enough gets into Kishinev to freight everything. I've got this unit moving in here. This is also a good chance to go back and look and see what the heck you got out here. Venitsa, is the rail hooked up here? No. Okay. Shoot. Um, Venitsa has a level 2 rail yard. Gosh, I need to get some rail in there. Come on, secondary rail. Let's go. Let's go. These guys can be 0. I mean, they're not going to be doing anything. Not in the foreseeable future, so they'll be 0. Um, Cherkasy will keep a 4 now. We've got going to have this temporary depot with freight here that we just dropped. That's a 4. Zytomir's a 2. Now, excuse me. Um, Odessa's not. I'm sorry. Kiev is not hooked up yet. We're getting there. We're getting there. I don't think it'll quite get there next turn even. So we've just kind of got to have it go through Zytomir? No, yeah, Zytomir will be hooked up this time. Okay, so let's make Zytomir now. It's a level 2 rail yard. Correct. Okay, and it's only got 3 damage. Let's make Zytomir a, shit, I don't know, a 4. Okay, and we'll make Rovno, which has got a level 1 rail yard. Okay, got it. We'll make Rovno like a 2 this time, and then we'll eventually crank that down to like 0. Um, so Venitsa does not have the rail yet. Gosh darn it. Proskorov, I don't think has any reason. Well, it's a level 2. All right, we'll have it store up a little freight. Can Tarnopol even get out to people now? I don't really think it can. Proskorov may be even a better choice there. We've got the rail into Proskorov now, right? We do. Okay. So we'll crank Tarnopol down to a 2, and we'll make Proskorov a 4. It's a little closer to the troops, barely, but every hex counts out here. Lvov is a 2. It's got that big old 6 rail yard. Um, I'll keep these 2s. They should pass along to Proskorov, and then eventually maybe Venitsa, and then up here to D-Town is where the ultimate goal is. Although this major rail goes down to Odessa, I guess, right? We've got a 1 here. We don't need a 1 here. This can be a 0. Uh, this can be a 0 out here at Zazao. That can be a 0. We're not using the air bases, right? What is at this air base? Oh, it's recon. Okay, I was like, what in the world? 0, you can be. Now these 2s and eventually a 4 will pull freight this way. So, I mean, these can really be 0s. They don't need to be up here. I probably thought that freight was influenced more by these numbers out in the hinterlands than it really probably is. I think the game really just eventually looks for 4s and figures out the best way to get them there. Um, Krakow will pull a little bit this way, I guess. Dresden, none of these need to be anything but a 0. Until we get that War in the West game add-on, the DLC. Somebody's going to say down in the comments, is that true? Did you hear that? I did not hear that. I'm not going to get you guys all over the Matrix forum saying Strategy Gaming Dojo said that there's a deal. I hope. No, I think the first one they said is definitely going to be Finland as far as DLC go. Hamburg I kept as 1. I don't see any reason that Northeast Berlin needs to have any, right? I mean, why would it? It's not doing anything. It's storing a little bit, but I don't think these need to be anything. So we'll make those zeros. Okay, I think we're ready to resolve the turn. What do you say? Let's do it together. Gosh, that sounds fun. Um, okay, off we go. Let's see what happens. We've got some interesting things going on this board. Oh, wait a minute. Where's my message level? Okay, I got it on 2. Got it on 2. I like it on 2. For me, I guess really early on in a Let's Play that like the next time I start a Let's Play, we'll have it on 3 at first. I do like to read the stuff right at the top, right? But, after a while, it can be a little much, especially when you get battles all up and down the front. Once the Soviets are fully counterattacking, and you have kind of a static line and it's just battle after battle after battle, then, 3 can become way too long. Moving through logistics. I'm just going to kind of be quiet here and watch it all happen. I could keep on yapping, but I think I'm going to get a drink of my sweet tea and hang out for a second and watch it with you guys. This should be. Whoa! Look at these Soviet air losses. What in the world is going on? They're trying to fly some kind of missions back here, and they are just getting destroyed. That's because my big head's not here. You can see this time. 385 to 5. I don't know if they're trying to. What's the air directive here? Let's flip over. Long range air. Oh, they're trying to bomb cities. Wow. Okay. Well, that's bold. They are doing some strategic bombing then. Huh. That's crazy. Okay, I mean crazy like a fox, maybe, I don't know, but wow, I was not expecting to see strategic bombing. We may have to we're gonna have to look at that for a second to see if that's actually doing any damage. The only damage it seemed to do is to Soviet aircraft, but that doesn't mean that's necessarily 100% true. We'll have to see if that damaged any of our industry. Um, we'll look at the battle map and we'll go look at those. Whoa! They busted through towards Smolensk. Look out! Look out! We've got some kind of attrition tax there. But we'd see the combat summaries. Those weren't attacks, but this unit tried to make a jailbreak to Smolensk. It didn't quite get there, but hopefully that didn't. No, if he would have gotten one more, it would have displaced our headquarters. Oh gosh. Well, where eagles dare. I mean, that's really bold stuff there. You see them all. Now you see the Soviets reacting back to this breakthrough. Do we rock the boat back one more time? Maybe. Stay tuned. Okay, now they're dropping off some freight. They're trying to really get this depot jacked up under Astakov. Oh, so you got a little mustache there? I mean, wow, okay. I'm glad that went out of style. I don't think that one's ever coming back either, the old half mustache. I'm just guessing here. But yeah, they say everything comes back at some point. I mean, even skinny jeans, but I don't think the old half mustache is going to make another reappearance. Look at that. They did push almost down into Smolensk. Well, I mean, I do that every other hex. You're taking a chance when you do that. Um, we'll see what to make of that. We still got, we should have gotten stuff through here, but that was a really smart move by the AI. I'm actually quite impressed. We'll see if it had any real effect. I'm not sure that it did. It will cause us to have to turn around and screw around though with the unit. I think it was just that one armored unit, best I could tell. Almost there. Almost there. All right, here we go. I want to take the AOGs off here really quickly. And we'll come back and look at all this obviously in the next episode, but I didn't want to leave you without going down here and looking at Smolensk. Okay, we did get freight through here, thank God, but he didn't quite get there, and he's only a 2 of 2. But wow, what a bold, what a bold move! I love it, man. That's great. That's great. When I played the Soviets in the first game, anyway, I haven't played the Soviets in this one, but in the first game, this is all I was ever trying to do. It's just like shoot gaps and really screw around with people's supply lines and stuff. It's really all you can do, right? At the start, and try to, kind of, retreat in an orderly fashion and get your reserve guys set up so they commit to battles and whatnot. But that kind of stuff's so much fun. It's like, if this was a human player, it'd be like, oh, I don't have enough to get right there, and displace those headquarters. That's awesome. Let's take this off and let's put on battle sites really fast. And I just want to see the air battle sites. So, are they hitting rail lines? Is that what they're doing? Air combat. They had 154 bombers out here. But is it clear where they were headed? Well, I mean, I guess we wouldn't know exactly where they were headed. But what are they trying to bomb? Ground losses. Okay, I don't see any ground. Air losses, air combat. We had some 109 F2s that showed up. It's not apparent to me what they're trying to hit back here. So there's that one. We've got one here. Air combat. It could be that we're just intercepting them before they even get out there because they don't seem to have any escorts with them. They're just unescorted bombers, and we're just throwing up fighters and knocking them out of the sky. Now, this may have been trying to hit railroad. Let's see anything. 28 bombers. Um, did they go any deeper than that? Boy, that seems like a weird. Okay, they did some recon there. Recon there. So they are reconning our lines. Um, which is the Soviets. You may as well. Okay, here's an air to air. No, it wasn't. That's that same one I keep clicking on. Um, I don't know. They lost a lot of planes that time. Like, what did they say? Like 350 or 400 or something? Air transport, they did some recon here, some recon there. Huh. Interesting. Let's go look at the losses really quickly. It's 282,000 to 1.67 million. Some people are saying, hey, you're not getting rid of enough Soviet troops. I do understand the argument. You may be correct. Look how many guns they've lost. 29 148. That seems to have gone up a lot last turn, along with AFVs. Let's go look at the visuals here. Total guns. Well, I guess we can see. Yeah, I mean, they're getting a lot. They didn't even lose guns overall, but losses, gun losses. Now, this collapses to zero this time during this turn until the turn starts to build. Well, I guess they only lost 100 or 1,000 last time. They were losing about 3 or 4,000. Well, two to 4,000 here. Manpower losses, yeah, they didn't lose nearly as many. And, turn 9, we did not take out that much. That being said, we took a lot of nice territory, but we did not take out nearly as much Soviet stuff that time. Aircraft losses, though, they lost 980 last turn. And this turn's already up to like 500. I feel like the AI is running way, way, way too much recon. It hasn't learned the lessons that we have. Here's our operational losses. I mean, I guess this is, 77 for in a week's worth of warfare. That's probably fair, right? I mean, this was all day one, 345. But after that, it's kind of, smoothed out. We only lost like 66 last time. Part of that's because we don't have nearly as many planes to send out on missions, unfortunately. What's the breaking news? There are Soviet partisans. I had no idea. Partisan attacks in many USSR regions are now intensity 1 or 2. Yeah. I mean, you see the little red marks all over the map. All over the map, for sure. Hold on, I clicked on that. I read it. Get out of there. Oh, did I not read this last time? British RAF begins conducting bombing raids on Axis cities? I thought I did. Okay, anyway, that's gone. And then turn summary. We will look at that next time. Now, I'm going to keep playing, so I'm just going to record one back to back here. And I don't know. I may put it up tonight. I may put it up tomorrow morning. We shall see. We are, well, oh, before I go, let's just look at the map really quickly. It looks like the Soviets may be onto my plan a little bit. They seem to be shifting back over here this way, which okay, I like it. I hope the AI plays well. They were able to break into my line here just slightly. Now, luckily, they didn't get all the way here, and it looks like, yeah, we got plenty of freight in here. We've got 30 or 30 in some cases more movement points, so that's all fine, but we're going to have to deal with those units. Okay. Man, they got really aggressive this time. I like it. They're trying to throw up something here. Hopefully, we'll be able to get at least one hex over the Narva this time in turn 10. Okay, let's go look in the center. It's always hard to tell what's going on out here because we don't have good recon at all. We'll move and we'll just bump into something in the night. We'll see. We'll see what's going on out here as we start to move. The Bold, what was this? What's the name of this unit? 101st Tank Division. Salute. Salute. You can go out carrying your colors, boys. That's awesome. Um, okay. I mean, they jumped back around over here to try to block us. Can we get through here? I mean, this is all light woods, right? Light woods and clear. That's what the Panzer's like. This is a 21 though. That could be daunting. We also have a 5 and a 5 that's blocking this path. Now there is a river there, but if we get through there into Vyazma, that could provide some joy. Looks like they got some of their weaker units kind of down here to the southeast. We'll see about that. We continue to push on. Have they kind of... Well, I mean, it's just hard to tell. We don't have good recon. I don't know. There could be a lot of stuff out here, I guess. We may think about running a little recon this time. Just a little. Just a little. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, we got great freight up here. 42, 36, 35. I say great, and you're going to say, well, wait a minute. You should have 50 if you got great freight. Hey, by turn 10, if you've got 30 plus movement points, consider your freight, your logistics a success at this point. Now, have they abandoned D-Town and Z-Town? Well, I guess we won't know. We may run a little recon this way when we come back next time. Anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. Thank you so much for dropping by. I had a blast, an absolute blast, and I'll be back with you shortly. Have a good one. Goodbye.